Welcome back, everybody. We are out here at this little lake, pond, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty neat. Some public ground here, and we're going to be doing some fishing today. Very excited about it. Today is opening dove season, but I've decided to take the kayak out instead. It's really hot. I'm not sure how the bass are going to cooperate. As you can see around me a little bit, there is some horrible algae growth going on right now, so you just never know. I forgot my topwater bag of frogs, so I may have a couple other frogs in there we might throw. I've got one tied on from a previous trip, so we'll just see. I might be switching back and forth between a few different frogs, a few different lures, and see what we can make of today. Hopefully we can find some fish. I think it's going to be a fun day out here. The reason I came today, even though it's so hot, is that the wind. I mean, the wind is, I think it said 3 to 4 mile an hour wind max. Not to say we won't get a few gusts through here, but I mean, the wind is like 1 mile an hour, 2 at the most right now. Just enough that I can feel a touch, but it's basically dead out here. So let's rip some lips, let's see what happens, and let's have some fun. All right, we're cruising. Got the kayak out here again, the new kayak. Pretty excited about this thing. It's the FS10 Ascend, or Ascent, either one, I don't know. It's a neat little kayak though. I think it's gonna be perfect for the next couple years. Make a great little kayak. I'm excited. The fishing out of it is a lot of fun. It doesn't track the straightest, but that's okay. I'm not usually going super fast. We're just going slow and steady, and we'll just fish and frog along the way. Like I said already, I only have one frog, or one of these ribbit frogs. These frogs are amazing. They work excellent for all sizes of bass, small or large, it doesn't really matter. And that's one of the reasons I like them. I like them a little bit better than the hollow body frogs. Just about every bait company makes those. But these soft ones I like a little better because they're just a little bit narrower. They're not as thick, so that some of the smaller fish can still get a hold of it. And even some of the bigger ones, just the hookup ratio is just a little bit better. So that's why I like these a lot, and they make a ton of movement in the water. So if you get to choose, you got to try them both. But I really enjoy these. You will get a couple fish to blow up behind it because they're just too slow. But overall, I speak highly of these. Hopefully they don't let me down today. It's a warm one, so I think we'll get some topwater strikes, but I'm not sure how many. The water's warm. I just stuck my finger in, and I'm guessing it's in that mid 80s, low 80s I should say. I was on a lake yesterday and it was 81 degrees still, and it's September 1st today, which is hard to believe, but dang it. First awesome bite right there. Fish jumped nearly all the way out of the water. That was pretty cool. Just a little bit behind, that's all right. 2 bites with the frog. Finally put the frog away, broke out the swim bait. We'll see if I can get a bite this way. I don't really think there's much of a difference. There's so much weeds that the swim bait, to get over the weeds, I mean, at the most is gonna dive down a foot, which maybe it makes a difference, maybe not, I don't know. But I'm sure there will be some spots where I work this swim bait similar to a frog. I've got it rigged up with a weedless swim bait hook, which works really nice in some moderate to mild weeds. But this is, I mean, look, this is extreme. This is about as thick as it gets. I mean, do you see much water around me? Because I certainly don't. I know underneath there's a lot, but on top it is bad, real bad. There's some really large fish in this place though, and occasionally you'll get lucky and you'll be able to nab one up, but it's just tough today. So we're gonna try and we'll figure something out. There we go. Nice bass. That's what I like to see. For a first fish, that's a heck of a first one. On the old, I think that's a Strike King swim bait actually. First bass is a stud. That's like coming up on 2. That's probably 1.75 pounds. That's a great bass to start with. I'm sure it's very bright in some of these angles and not too bad in others, but 1 fish down. Cool. That's exciting. There he goes. This side of the lake can usually produce, and this is a weird spot here because there's lots of structure in the water, but as you can see on the outside, super thick. but the inside's like just pod moss, if that makes any sense. It's just these little algae pods on the surface, and you can still swim some lures or a swim bait or a worm right underneath that surface, and it acts almost like it's just a shaded spot of water. And I'm looking for some more of that and hopefully find some fish in there. The thick stuff is just way too thick. Nothing's really going in there and nothing's coming out of it. It's just too much. But in between all that, where there's just pods, occasionally you'll see fish. I've had quite a few bites now. I've not been able to execute, unfortunately, just because it's tough today. They're a little lethargic, they're a little slower than normal. They're just hitting the back, hitting the tail. We're making it work. No complaints here. It's a lot of fun to be out here today, but we're just happening to work for it, which is okay. Not only is this water extremely gross, oh God, it just smells so bad. I think it's methane or something. I don't know if the water's releasing, or, oh God, there's a stick there. I don't know if the water is releasing some kind of odors or what, or if it's in the mud, but just certain places, it is so bad, so bad. Finally, I gave him plenty of time to wait on that, simply because I wasn't sure how good he was hooked. Every one of the fish that I'm catching in here, I'm extremely impressed with. This makes me very happy. These are nice fish. Just feels good to catch some. Pretty dirty, lots of moss on that guy, but nice. Nice £1.5 bass. It's pretty cool. These ones are very quality fish, probably about a 15-incher. It just feels super good, and blessed to be able to get one. That cast, I was spooking him up shallow, so what I did was I threw it way up into the reeds, kind of the sticks, grass, whatever, the crap up there, and then brought it in slowly rather than a big splash right on top, and then working it out. That's when I got that fish. I think I just swam it right by it perfectly, and boom, he hit it. Good deal. Okay, moving on. We're really only getting about one fish per spot if we're lucky, so we're just gonna keep cruising around. If we got to fish deep later on, we can always try that, but we're just working the edges of the lakes right now, and we'll just see if we see something. It's like parting the green sea of just moss. It's disgusting in here. There's a big old turtle up there, and a really tiny one in front of him. It looks like a big soft shell and maybe a baby snapper in front of it. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that thing is just, that's probably like 10 pounds. Let's see if we can get him to move a little bit for you. Or maybe he's just gonna let me come pick him up. Hey, what you doing, bud? There they go. That was neat. Big turtles. Well, y'all, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it was a good one for you. A lot of fun to come out here on a weekday. Like usual, just come out here, catch a couple fish, just enjoy nature, and paddle through some of the thickest moss you could ever imagine. But, you know, we did end up with a couple fish tonight, which is pretty cool. The goal's always one, and we ended up with 2. So, very nice night. Swim bait is kind of the key to that bigger one. And so, hope you guys enjoyed. We will catch you on the next kayaking, fishing, in the moss adventures. Peace.